Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin and the fact that the real battle is about to begin. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the sale on the premium list, which you can find a link to in the description below. We have a lot of stages to this rally by Bitcoin. If we go over to the daily time frame, we have managed to so far surpass the 50-day SMA. We broke through the 100-day SMA after a few days of giving it a go. In fact, on our third day, more or less, we've now broken through it. And then now it leaves us to ask the question, what is next? Well, as far as I'm concerned, the next major milestone for us to get to is, as you guys know, the 20-week moving average. The moving average, which differentiates the sentiment in the market. Okay, you might wonder, well, the market seems great right now. Well, it is, but look at all the altcoins. Okay, most of them are down significantly from their all-time highs, and they don't really make any crazy moves. I mean, yeah, maybe they move 30-40%. They're still very far down from where they were back in April and May. So then it begs the question, well, what do you need? What type of market conditions do you need for these altcoins to actually pick up steam again? As always, it's getting above the 20-week SMA for Bitcoin, okay? Now, here's the catch. If Bitcoin goes above the 20-week and doesn't stop, and it just keeps going, like it did back in October, November, December, where it held the 20-week as support and then went up. But if it does that, where it doesn't really look back and it just keeps going, altcoins can't keep up. So keep that in mind. If Bitcoin just keeps going up, altcoins can't keep up. If Bitcoin gets rejected, altcoins are going to bleed faster. Okay, so keep that in mind. We're above the 50-day. We're above the 100-day. The 200-day is coming in at a very modest 44,685, which again, if you look at the 20-week moving average, the 20-week is also around that level at 44,574. So they're basically the same price level. I mean, you're separating them about $100. Who cares about a $100 difference, right? Who cares? No one cares. No one's going to get out of bed for a $100 difference. It's a rounding error. It's the difference between one exchange and another. So we look at this and we say, well, this is the real battle, okay? And it's about to begin. Presumably it's about to begin, assuming we continue the rally, which to some degree is a big assumption. But this is the real test. Now, we like to be conservative on this channel. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Remember, even if we go above it, don't schedule your Forbes interview just yet. You may say, well, why not? You always say we need to get above the 20-week. Well, the reason, again, as I've said many times before, is because you also want to come back down and hold it as support. So the first thing we have to do, we get to the 50-day. We did that, then 100-day. Then we get above the 21-week EMA, right, which actually was below the 100-day estimate. We get above the 21-week EMA, which was around 39,570 or so. Then the 20-week comes. That's the real test. Okay, so if we get rejected and come back down, then we just kick the can down the road, and it just gives people more time to accumulate. There's nothing wrong with that. I've said don't be deterministic about anything, but if you have to pick one thing to be deterministic about, it should be, at least with crypto, if you have to pick one thing to be deterministic about, it should be you're being deterministic about Bitcoin and assuming that it's ultimately going to trend to six figures. Because if you don't assume that, then what are we doing here, right? I mean, Bitcoin controls the health of the market. If Bitcoin can't get the legs at some point to go to six figures, then there's a lot of altcoins that aren't going to be doing anything remarkable. So if you're here in the space, whether you own Bitcoin or not, you must respect that it is the king and it will control the market whether you like it or not. Whether you think your altcoin is the best thing since sliced bread or whatever, Bitcoin controls the market and you have to pay respects to the king. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a rally to the 20-week. When do we want it? Now, okay? $44,576 is where it is. That's where we want to get above. We've seen rallies before off the 50-week. This isn't the first time. And in fact, if you go to many of the videos back in June and even May and even in July, we said this is a possibility. Did we say this is going to happen? No. I don't claim to predict short-term moves. I have no idea what's going to happen. What we do is we say, well, guys, if you look at it, we've seen bounces off the 50-week before. And where have they taken us? To the 20-week, right? To the 20-week. Sometimes we get above it. This time we got above it. We did not hold it as support. That's why people need to be careful, because just because you get above it doesn't mean you hold it as support. And generally speaking, you want to hold it as support before the bull run can really take off, okay? Now, we went into the summer, if you remember, back in May, and we said expect a 3 to 6 month lull in the market, right? Expect the market to kind of drag around for a while. We're finally coming out of July. We're about to be in August. It's possible that we're going to come out and hold it as support. If we get rejected, I would just look at it like an opportunity, okay? So again, I can't tell you what's going to happen. I really can't. Like, I don't know if we're going to break it and hold it as support or not. But what really matters is how you react to what happens. Okay, so if we go above it and we do hold it as support and we're off to the races, then stick to whatever strategy you've been preparing, especially with regards to altcoins. If we get rejected by it, then we're just kicking the can down the road. And I would encourage you to not be dismayed if we get rejected. I actually know a lot of Bitcoin bulls, a lot of them want the prices to come down for a little bit to basically accumulate. Okay, so 2 scenarios, and I would look at it like a win-win, right? The first one, your portfolio value goes up if Bitcoin goes up, right? Because you should have a majority of Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin goes up, it's good for your portfolio. If it goes down, then it gives you more time to accumulate, and then we're going to act deterministically and say eventually it'll go up, therefore it's good for your portfolio. So I would say it's a win-win situation, no matter what happens. And we just need to take it one day at a time. Okay, so right now we're trading at a very modest $41,175. There is a decent chance, although it's too early to call at this point, that we'll in fact have our 10th candle in a row that is green. Right now we're up almost 3%, about 2.8% at the time of this video. As long as we close above $40,045 or so, depending on what exchange you're using, we will have a 10th daily green candle in a row. So let's see if the battle will begin soon. It seems like at this rate, it's not going to take very long for the actual battle to begin. Note that the 20-week SMA is where the bears will come out to try to hold the line. Okay, so the bulls will want to push past this level. The bears are going to want to defend this level. That's the level, that's the line in the sand. We've discussed the line in the sand all summer. We said expect 3 to 6 months of a lull in the market. At this point, if we break through it, we got 3 months, right? We got 3 months. If you take a measure move here from the break below, this is 11 weeks later. And if we break above it and have our close above it, then the 12th week would mark the first week of closing above it. Okay, so we still have a little ways to go before we can decisively say whether we're out of the woods yet. But I do think people should take this one day at a time, recognize that this is what we've been talking about for a long time. We've passed the 50-day, we've passed the 100-day, we got past the 21-week EMA. We're not out of the woods yet. We want to get above the 20-week SMA, then we want to come back down and hold it as support, and then hopefully we can enjoy the run if it does all that. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. Also, check out the sale on the premium list if you want to know how I'm navigating these markets, and you can find out how I am managing all this craziness in the market. Thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely subscribe if you're not subscribed. Let's go for 500,000 subscribers. Click the bell icon to turn on notifications, and I will see you next time. Bye.